My brain thinks in analogies. I don't know why it does that or when it started doing that, but all that I know is that it just makes the harder things in life make sense. It's a coping mechanism. Have you ever been on a roller coaster? Yes? No? Well, it is. It is quite the experience. You know, the whole process from the point of entering the amusement park to the point of exiting the cart, it is quite an episode. I remember going on this class trip to Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. And this memory sticks out to me because it is the only memory of a roller coaster that I have that I haven't purposely blacked out. They have this roller coaster. It's called the Fahrenheit. And it is so annoyingly tall that you can see it miles outside of Hershey, Pennsylvania. Now, I'm not a fan of heights or drops or roller coasters in general, but when you're at an amusement park, what else is there to do? Well, I guess in my case there is one thing to do. Avoid the roller coaster at all cost or until you can tuck your balls high enough to go on it. So there I was, wandering this huge candy-themed theme park, trying my best to ignore the massive metal contraption as best as I could. I would go on other rides, I'd play in the arcade, I would waste buck-fuck tons of money on greasy food and impulse shopping in the gift shop. Anything to just keep my mind off of that fucking eyesore of a coaster. But it seemed that no matter how much I tried, and I tried, Fahrenheit was still calling my name with this malicious intent. So I caved. My general annoyance had now far outseated my fear of heights at this point. So I tucked my balls, I hiked myself up, and I walked to the entrance, went in line, and I waited. You know, there's just something about waiting in line that really got to me. Granted, I think an hour-long wait in 90-degree heat would really irritate anyone, but it wasn't the long wait, nor was it the humidity that got me. It was the anticipation. This dreaded feeling that at one point or another I would be strapped into this roller coaster and be rattled around with my spirit hanging on for dear life. And I knew that soon I would be experiencing these negative feelings that I had manifested in my head and that they would be real. So as I inched closer and closer in line, I felt my anxiety creep inside my throat. I was sat and then I was strapped into Fahrenheit. Now this is where everything just kind of turns to shit fuck knows what. See, a roller coaster will consist of two things, your lows and your highs, and this baby had some lows and this baby had some highs. See, at the highest point of the roller coaster, you literally feel like you are on top of the world, mentally and physically. You can see everything in front of you and your heart feels so incredibly light in your chest and you no longer feel the anxieties from before, but just as quickly as that high comes is just as fast as that low comes in. Now all of a sudden your heart is in your ass and you feel like shit and you feel like you're about to throw up, so close in fact that you can already smell the mess. But just before you can upchuck that overly priced 3-piece chicken nugget meal, the ride comes to a halt. And you're back on that platform to a full stop on solid ground. This is the point where the seatbelts unlatch and everyone gets off the ride and exits the attraction. Everyone but me. See, everyone's gonna go through highs and lows in life. That's just the natural order of things. And when those moments are over, some can go about the amusement park, you know, their lives. Maybe some will return to the roller coaster at some point or another, but they might have more control over that. See, in real life and in real time, I obviously left that horrid roller coaster when it was over and I didn't look back, but you know, something later in life would alter the chemical imbalance in my brain. and put me back in line for that roller coaster to experience on loop for the rest of my existence. That's a little heavy, so let me back up and break it down. Whew. Hi, my name is Sue. I'm 22 years old, a college student by day, an amateur YouTuber by night, and I have bipolar disorder. Well, bipolar 2 disorder, if we want to get a little more intimate. Nice to meet you. For me, my bipolar disorder acts a lot like a roller coaster. You know, just the whole experience. I wait in a line for X amount of time. I can visualize a timer in my head that tells me the next time I'm going to go through another episode. Normally it's about every other week. You know, but until that time, I am anxiously waiting, wondering when exactly the next time that moment will come for my brain to start attacking itself again, or if something's going to trigger it to come faster. But once I'm on that metaphysical roller coaster, whew, that is a fucking ride. The build up to that high, it is terrible to indulge in, but you can't help it. My brain hypes myself up so much to the point that I basically forget that I have bipolar for a hot second and that my body is about to go through a very stressful moment. And then right when you're at that peak of that high, that's when that low comes. And when that low hits, I am almost shocked that it just doesn't slam into the ground. It is just that fucking rough. But the best part about a roller coaster, the real life one and the mental one, is the getting off part, where you can finally just take a breath of fresh air and then you look back at all those loop-de-loops you just went through and you say, yeah, fuck that noise. I would not want to do that again. Only for you to do it again the following week. The waiting, the panicking, the manic episode, and then the depression. Now, I don't want to romanticize the idea of a mental illness because let's be real, shit's not fun. This is just how I cope with it. This is how I cope with what's going on inside my head. But I will say this. Even a roller coaster has seatbelts and precautions and a team of employees ready to aid the machine when shit hits the fan. And before you say it, I'll just say it for you. Yes, a roller coaster can go off the tracks. It could very easily just blow up in our faces, but it is far less likely to happen if we take care of it and the people that are on it. So that means wear your seatbelt, listen to the staff, and when you're really going through it, trust that it will come to a complete stop. At least long enough for you to get off of it. And when you're waiting in that line for, God knows how long, take care of yourself. I can't get rid of my mental obstacles. Most people can't, but if I'm being completely honest, I think that's okay. Because it can be maintained so that we can reduce the impact that it has. I take my meds. I reconsider my patterns. I talk to my support system about it. I just do what I can so that I can feel prepared for the next ride. I hate heights. I hate drops, and I hate roller coasters. But I think what I hate more is letting something have a ridiculous amount of power over me. So I'm gonna ride this one out, and I'm gonna put my hands in the air while I do it. My name is Sue, and thanks for listening to my perspective.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It really does mean a lot to me and I very much appreciate you. Fun fact, I actually just got out of a bipolar episode not that long ago while I was filming this, so I guess you caught me on a good day. If you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button so I know to make more of this kind of content, and if you want to see more of me, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and to follow me on all of my socials. Comment down below if you could relate to this or if you have any thoughts, views, or opinions. I love reading the comments section. It is definitely my favorite part of the YouTube making process. Once again, I'm Sue, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to talk to you guys in the future.